man walked up to me and asked me why I got all this meat in there and no vegetables. I said,
So you met at the grocery store, he saw the meat in your basket and said, did you go get some vegetables?
No, we had some at home.
I believe that she knows that Jonathan is going to do what is right. He loves the baby and he is going to step up and be the father that she needs. And I feel like because she knows that is why we are in the situation we are in.
Ms. Lohman explains how this paternity case has halted her wedding plans and the current status of her relationship with Mr. Mitchell.
Your Honor, when me and Jonathan got together, I was very happy. We got engaged January of last year, and if London is not to become of Mr. Mitchell, then our wedding is going to be off, and that's going to, it's really going to upset me.
Ms. Lohman admits that she wanted this when she found out she was pregnant, and how no paternity doubt existed until later.
So when you found out you were pregnant, your ex believed it was his?
Yes, Your Honor, because at the time I also thought it was his.
Why did you think it was his if you knew you were also having sex with Mr. Mitchell?
At the time I was with him, so I wanted to make myself believe that it was my ex's.
Oh, okay, so you admittedly just lied to yourself and blocked out the Mr. Mitchell possibility.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lohman shares the scenario that led to her having doubts. However, Judge Lauren corrects her statements.
When I was about 6 weeks, I had went to the doctor and confirmed that I was pregnant. And then on my second doctor's appointment, I asked, do you have an estimate of when I conceived? Because I can't tell you the exact date. And she told me I conceived somewhere between October 12th and October 22nd. And I got to looking back at the dates, and I had had sex with Mr. Mitchell more times than I had sex with my ex. I had sex with Mr. Mitchell about every day and only once or twice with my ex.
All right.
I don't think that's how that works.
So you do understand that it is not a numbers game.
Ms. Lohman provides further claims as to why she believes the baby is Mr. Mitchell's.
We were sitting at home, and I told him, I was like, there is a possibility that London could be yours, and because I looked at the dates. And then after she was born, I was like, Mr. Mitchell, she looks just like you. I was like, she has your eyes, the same exact eye color.
But just because she has blue eyes and blonde hair doesn't mean she's mine.
Yes, but my ex had light blue eyes. Jonathan has dark blue eyes. London has dark blue eyes.
And some more.
On the left is London, and on the right is Mr. Mitchell. And you believe that is an indicator that Mr. Mitchell is her biological father.
Not only that, Your Honor, my ex had little to no eyelashes. Mr. Mitchell has extremely long, thick eyelashes, and my daughter London does as well.
She's a girl. She can just get it.
Yeah.
Ms. Pummel, Mr. Mitchell's cousin, tells the court why she believes Ms. Lohman is taking advantage of Mr. Mitchell, and then tension begins to rise from there.
I believe that she knows that Jonathan is going to do what is right. He loves the baby, and he is going to step up and be the father that she needs. And I feel like because she knows that is why we are in the situation we are in.
Ms. Lohman shares how she and Mr. Mitchell got engaged, while Ms. Pummel explains why there's doubt despite the story shared.
We were in Indiana with a family member of Mr. Mitchell's, and Mr. Mitchell took me on a walk, and we were under a beautiful bridge, and he proposed to me.
So he proposed to you, and you said yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Even in spite of this paternity question?
Yes, Your Honor. The paternity was in the very back of my mind.
How old was London when you proposed?
I was still pregnant with London.
Oh, you were still pregnant?
Yes, Your Honor.
But now you are engaged, but London's born. And now that London's born and you're looking at the features and you're comparing the features, you think it's Mr. Mitchell, but Mr. Mitchell and Miss Pummel, your cousin, you all starting to have doubts.
The DNA test result is revealed, and it's not what anyone is expecting.
Mr. Mitchell, you are not the father.
Ms. Battle and Mr. Sidwell both give accounts of how this paternity case is vital to them and why.
Well, I'm here to get clarification for Stephen so we can move forward in our relationship and get married. He is Timothy's father, and we can move forward after that.
Because right now, this is holding you back.
Yes, ma'am. It's holding us back from our relationship, building it up. We like in a standstill just because of him not knowing that Timothy's his biological child. So I want to get that cleared up for him so we can move forward if that's the case.
And this has to hurt. I mean,
Yes, ma'am, it does. It's been taking a toll on me mentally.
Ms. Battle narrates a sweet, hilarious story of how she met Mr. Sidwell.
We met in a grocery store. I was shopping, getting ready for a party. I had a basket full of ribs and chicken and all kinds of good meats. And man walked up to me and asked me why I got all this meat in there and no vegetables. I said,
So you met at the grocery store, he saw the meat in your basket and said, you ain't got no vegetables.
You ain't got no vegetables in the basket, man.
All meat, y'all. Beef, everywhere.
Mr. Sidwell's version of the story causes the whole court to crack up.
Let me finish the story, y'all.
Uh-oh.
When I left the grocery store, I realized when I got to my truck, I didn't have a number.
Okay.
So what happened, Your Honor, I rode my truck around looking for this little fine, little hot little mama with all the meat. I'm looking for her. I'm riding, I'm stopping and hey, you know this little girl? She got gold in her mouth, she's pretty, she got pretty legs, and she got a big old bucket full of meat, just came in. Have y'all seen her? They was like, no. And I never found her, Your Honor.
Judge Lauren couldn't resist joining the whole fun.
A friend of mine said, hey man, I need to go to the health department. Can you take me there? I said, yes, man, I can take you there, but I'm busy. We got to make it quick. Well, lo and behold, when we got to the health department and I walked in, for a brief moment, I seen that lady sitting over in a chair. I said, that's that girl I was looking for.
Oh, really?
I said, that's her. I said, man, that's that lady, man. And at that moment, I said, I had to have her. And I went and talked to her. I sat down with her and I made her laugh, and that was, hey.
This time you didn't leave without the phone number.
No, ma'am, I bought her a phone. I went and bought her one.
Yeah, let me get to that. Yeah, he sure
I went and
did.
purchased her a phone, y'all.
Wait, you didn't get the phone number, you bought the phone.
I went and purchased the phone. I said, put my number in that phone.
Really?
Absolutely.
All right, so you bought her a phone and said, put your number in it.
Yes.
And the relationship started from there?
We've been talking ever since.
The case starts to take shape as some revelations are made.
So it started off as just a casual relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
And you all hadn't made any promises to one another.
No, Your Honor.
But you began to have sex.
Yes, ma'am.
And was this sex always protected or not?
Not always.
All right. Now we get into the thick of things of how we get here.
Amen.
And some more.
We was in a full-blown relationship.
And so you were together.
Yes.
You say you weren't seeing anybody else.
No.
Mr. Sidwell wasn't seeing anybody
I
else.
can't say that.
Okay. So, Mr. Sidwell, you had bought some more phones. Was it a 2-pack or a 3-pack?
Mr. Sidwell says he would remove his name from the birth certificate once it's proven that he's not the father. But Judge Lauren drops this bomb on
He
him.
was happy father in the hospital. Happy to see his baby and play with him for a minute. I dozed off and woke up and he was gone.
He was gone.
Yeah.
Well, Your Honor,
Where'd you go?
Well, Your Honor, I was there to support her. I was at the hospital. I did those things because I was going to be supportive of her.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Even though I had doubt. Yes, I did. I say this much. That's why I'm here today, because if it's proven that he's not my kid, then therefore I know I won't be the father.
The only way that's
But
not his
legally,
kid-
you are the father once you sign the birth certificate.
Legally.
But being that I'm standing before you, I get clarification today. If I'm not the father, then I can take my name off of that, can't I?
Well, you can petition the court, but there's no guarantee.
Huh?
There is no guarantee.
Mr. Sidwell sheds more light on his medical condition, which he believes is proof that he's not the father.
You know, I don't think I could have kids because of my medical condition. I was diagnosed type 2 diabetes, okay? And it affected my sexual drive. It actually affected my erection, Your Honor. And a lot of times, Your Honor, after that, Your Honor, sometimes I had to pray to get my little man to stand up. You know what I mean? I had to say, Lord, please, Lord Jesus, wake him up. Let him come alive again, you know what I mean, Your Honor? So I'm just gonna be real with you, Your Honor. I can't
You
be
were
no other
having
way.
a personal revival.
Yeah, oh, Lord.
The DNA test results reveal this, and Mr. Sidwell couldn't resist doing this.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Sidwell, you are the father.
I know.
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor. And may I make a statement if I may?
Yes.
I would like to ask her to marry me.
Ms. Baylor recounts how this paternity court has literally halted her wedding plans in detail and even submits an exhibit to the court.
Your Honor, his accusations have ruined our relationship. It has tore us apart. We've been together since I was 17, and he moved in with us, and then we had 2 beautiful daughters. And then after our 3rd child, we decided that we wanted to get married. And he called off the wedding 3 months before we got married.
Really?
And we planned everything. I had everything picked out, Your Honor. I had the dress. He bought me a ring, everything. Can I submit this to you?
What is that?
This is my wedding planner. I had everything.
May I see that, Ron?
Yes, ma'am.
So you really planned an entire wedding?
Yes.
You had 3 children with this man?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I can see that really hurts you.
It hurts like so bad for him to...
Mr. Earl Sr. and Ms. Baylor go back and forth as they explain how the paternity doubt came to be.
I went away on August 16th, and Sandra came and visited me 2 weeks after I was gone. And she gave me some news that she was pregnant. Okay, I was excited. Come to find out, a week later, she visited me again, and she tells me, I stepped out on you a month prior to the time you had left.
A month before I got pregnant with my son, I did step out on the relationship. I did. This was nowhere near the conception date. This was a whole month before I conceived.
They keep going back and forth, even during the conception days saga.
He was born April 22nd, 2013.
Okay. Now, if we calculate the date of his birth, your conception date would have been July 19th through the July 29th, 2012.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be
That's about
premature.
a 10-day window. That's when you said you cheated.
I cheated in July, yes, Your Honor, but that is not when I conceived. My son was due May 7th.
But drama starts to unfold due to these confessions.
No, that baby wasn't born early. She carried that baby full time.
That is not
You
true,
don't
Your
know.
Honor.
You don't know no baby premature 6 pounds 9 ounces. I don't. That's a big baby.
I do agree. A 6 pound 9 ounce baby. I mean, that's a full term weight.
Yeah, that's full.
Exactly, because I was due May 7th. I had a C-section, which was scheduled at 38 weeks.
And some more.
She cheated on me with the cable man.
No, I did not cheat on him with the cable man. He was a friend.
Wait, when did the cable man get in it?
As soon as I went away, the cable man came in.
He was a friend. He took me to get my kids something to eat one day, and we went to go play pool and have a few beers at the bar, and I cheated, supposedly.
My brother also even told me about some things.
What did your brother tell you?
Oh, my brother done told me he done called her doing mysterious things on her phone, talking to others, talking about she want to meet up with him and things.
Mr. Earl Sr.'s brother joins the court via a video call and sheds more light on the case, causing Ms. Baylor and Mr. Earl Sr. to react.
About 2 weeks after my bro went away, we was having a get-together at the house, and she was drinking, having a good time. They said, no, she burnt off and didn't come back till the next day.
She came home the next day?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you see her leave with, Mr. Earls?
A dude.
I left with my cousin, and that's probably who he seen me leave with,
That's
was my cousin.
Mr. Earl Sr. presents his evidence that disputes the paternity, which leads to a birth certificate saga.
A side-by-side photo. On the left-hand side is Marcus Jr.,
Correct.
and on the right-hand side is a picture of you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't believe you look anything alike?
Nothing like.
Okay, I have a question. How did the baby get the name Marcus Jr. then if you never thought?
I feel bad. I always wanted a son. I wanted the son with her. So I felt bad. I mean, she crying in the hospital, laid up with her guts all on her belly. So I was like, yeah, you could give him my name.
Mr. Earl Sr. makes this shocking statement, but Judge Lauren puts him in his place for it.
You know, black women like put people on child support. I ain't got time for that.
You're not gonna pay.
Hold on, because I'm a black woman.
No. Well, certain ones. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Sorry, Your Honor.
Hold on. Let's get something straight.
Yeah, I'm back up.
It's women of all races and colors that are receiving child support for children. But let me be clear, the child support is for the child.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then let me be even clearer. You did this. Once you signed that birth certificate, you were responsible for child support.
Mr. Earl Sr. says this is what'll happen after everything, because he's certain he's not the father, while Ms. Baylor reacts to his statement.
It's over. She looked at a lot of tests. She passed it, because, I mean, I already knew she was lying to me all this whole time anyway. She passed it, though.
You say the relationship is over if Marcus Jr. is not your biological child.
Correct.
But you had 2 children outside the relationship, and she stayed with you.
She did, Your Honor.
At the end of it all, the DNA test result proves this, and Judge Lauren wraps up the case.
When it comes to 3-year-old Marcus Earls Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Earls, you are the father.
I told you. I told you.
I had my doubts, had my insecurity, but I do love that little man.
And I'm sure he loves you too. You're the only man he knows as his father.
Both Mr. Rice and Mrs. Rice give their versions of what's currently happening with their relationship as a result of this case.
It's like I can't go through the rest of this marriage, the rest of this pregnancy without knowing, because this happened before. And I'm trying, and I need this test to move forward, period.
Well, I know I made a lot of mistakes in my past. You know, when he went to Iraq and everything like that, I did step out and, I was enjoying life. But I realized my wrong. And I'm here to correct it because I know for a fact that this is his baby. Like, during the whole process, I decided to, change my life for him because I appreciate everything that he brings.
Mr. Rice narrates what happened in the past, and that he's causing this doubt.
It's like the past, when I first went to Iraq or whatever, where I was happy. I was living in fairy tale life. I was, it used to be people in my platoon saying about other people's wives or their wives doing this, their wife. And I'm like, no, my wife's not doing that. I don't believe none of that. And then come to find out, she messaged me within probably a year, I was almost done with my tour. And she messaged me saying she was pregnant. It broke my heart. I'm like, how can you be pregnant when I'm here?
And some more, which Mrs. Rice reacts to.
We, throughout the whole, our whole marriage, we kind of separated and got back together and worked it out. But in 2018, we, I found out she was cheating again.
How do you find out?
I seen deleted text messages, not just one text message. It's I'll text her that day, then I'll somehow get her phone and I'll look through her phone, every single message deleted.
And there's more.
Yeah, I confronted her and she told me the truth about what was going on because she said I was distant and all that. So we decided just to separate. So we separated the whole rest of the 2018, and then we end up getting back together January 2019. Yeah. And throughout that whole beginning of the year, everything is all right, but I keep seeing messages. Now she's not deleting them. Now I'm seeing the messages from another dude.
Mr. Rice ends his narration with how the doubt came to be.
Yep. And then I find out, April come, then I find out she's pregnant. So at first, I'm not thinking of, anything bad. I'm thinking oh, finally, she finally get pregnant. But then I just started feeling what about those messages before? Those past messages from February and March, what's that about? So it gave me more doubt, maybe this one is not my child either.
Mrs. Rice admits this, which Judge Lauren points out as a legitimate reason for the paternity doubt.
When was the last time you were intimate with this other guy?
January.
In January.
Yes.
But your husband still sees texts in March. And then you pregnant in April.
Yeah, but I wasn't replying to most of them. I really was not
To
replying.
most of them?
Most of them, because I can't sit here and lie to you, you know?
I don't want you to.
Only one I replied to is when he said happy birthday, because my birthday is in March.
But the real truth is you really have been exhibiting the same behavior that led to the first incident.
And
I mean, at the point that you say, I cut somebody off, cut off means don't, hold on. Cut off means don't talk to him.
Mrs. Rice becomes emotional and expresses what she's feeling.
Because I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix this at all. It's like, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
Yeah.
This is what this courtroom is for, to speak our truth, to try to get a greater understanding, to share what's in our hearts so we can try to figure out how to mend them.
Mr. Rice gives another reason for his doubt, which Mrs. Rice counters, and Judge Lauren comments on.
You don't think you can father children?
Yeah, because I ordered a at-home fertility test online, and it came back that I had a low sperm count. So that's another doubt in my head, and I'm trying to fight off all the doubts. Like, no, this is mine. I believe her. You know, she didn't do anything. I could have kids, but the doubt is still there.
I personally feel like he was in the military. The VA, you know, gave him some type of reimbursement money or whatever the case may be. And I think I hurt him so much. He was so sad and down and things like that. So when he got this money, you know, it kind of boosted him up a little bit. Like he stood up stronger. He held his head up high, you know, and I just feel like that kind of made his little sperm swim, you know? Honestly, like he stood more confident, and that's where this come from.
All right, yeah, a confident man makes some confident sperm.
An expert gives her testimony on Mr. Rice's medical condition, and both Mr. Rice and Mrs. Rice react to
So
it.
he testified that he did a home sperm kit. To your testimony, the sperm count was low. And so then in that case, really you need a full semen analysis to look at all the factors and actually count the number of sperm to see whether it is or is not possible to father a child. Normally, 15 million sperm or more is a normal sperm count. And in this case, there was only 3 million sperm. And so all in all, that basically leaves less than 200,000 sperm available to father a child, which is extremely low and makes it very difficult.
I don't know, it's like, it's making me feel like it's not my child.
Ms. Rice, have you prepared yourself that if this is not your husband's biological child?
I did, but nothing happened. This is just a miracle baby. Like, that's just how I'm looking at this, you know?
Okay.
Despite all that has been said, the paternity test result proves this.
When it comes to the child that Mrs. Rice is currently carrying, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Rice, you are the father. You can stand over there with your wife and your baby.